Let's introduce this man with the 33rd team. He's been covering the NFL as one of the top insiders, if not the top guy. For us, top guy. We always love having him on the program. Our good friend Jason Cole. Tell us about what's happening with the 33rd team as we get set.
We're a busy place as we get ready for the season. And I'll do my usual little statistical analysis, which dovetails with those who like to say wager occasionally. Not that you would be one of those people, Defo, but not that I'm a gambler, but I know a few of them. Present company at the front of the line.
Exactly.
You're kind of like, when it comes to preseason wagering, it's like C. Everett Koop when he used to issue the warning and say, it's not good for you guys to smoke.
You guys are just dumbasses. That's what you are. Okay? You're just dumbasses. Anybody who bets on preseason football, I mean, it doesn't even qualify for degeneracy. It's like, it's a level below degeneracy. I just have to tell you that. And I know who I'm talking to. Yeah. And I know that you know that.
I would agree with you 1,000% on that particular aspect of wagering. Everybody was saying they were cashing.
The people who lose aren't going to call you and tell you they lost.
That's true.
Nobody calls and says, hey, I lost $1,000 on that.
I haven't cashed in 3 years, exactly.
Nobody does that. You might as well play, Russian roulette with 2 bullets. I mean, like, just, that's what
a 4-chamber gun.
The time.
Wake up with Defo, joined by Lubie. Welcome to the Defo Show.
Very pleasant. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of the program. We're going to swing some things and push some things around. A little juxtaposition here is we will go old school with the one and only, the inimitable Tony Segreto later on today. And that's because we're going to be off the rest of the week here with this program. And gear it up. Just muscle it up. Get ready for the football season. I'll be out in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Your futures. You can go futures crazy.
It's fine. I don't know that I have the patience to bet a lot of futures. I mean, I've done it. We had the drive for 75 with the Marlins over, and we lost it the first 2 seasons. Won the third year. I'm assuming that anybody that has the over on the Marlins, has gotten over whatever mental disease they were suffering from when they made the bet, and B, is probably poised to cash at some time soon.
Dance in the streets,
Even though the streak is over, Lubie, it ended last night, 5-game winning streak. The Astros come to town. Sandy Alcantara, everybody was applauding the fact. Yeah, we were there too. We haven't been any more wrong about anything. We may as well be Linda Blair in The Exorcist. Kind of like when Trump was mocking that, poor disabled reporter, and, everybody thought, how funny are you, Donnie? You're really a riot kid. Should be doing stand-up somewhere. I think he... has a closet stand-up comedy desire. No,
it's a dream, yeah, for sure. He wishes he was a Catskills comedian from the 1940s. The problem is it's 2025.
Well, nothing that's happening isn't just a flat-out joke. It actually is taking place. But that being aside, I was reminded of this. I guess when Jason Cole, we played that clip from Jason Cole. Sonny hates that, by the way, and so did Tony Bruno's girl.
Yes,
Miss Robin. Like, when is that? Nobody got it right, but I mean, I think it gets you in a mood for the show, doesn't it? It gives you kind of an idea of what direction we're going in, because we don't necessarily have like a clear path, do we, Olivia? We would not be a clear path foul.
No.
Because I have like 6 different directions in my head right now.
100%.
One of which is I do normally fry a couple of eggs every morning. For my breakfast. I fry a couple of eggs. I have my English muffin in separate shifts, because the muffin, when I first come upstairs, go downstairs, get ready to do the show, come back up here to the platform where the setup is, and it's right by the kitchen, fry a couple of eggs. I have to tear up, cut up like 2 pieces. I'm going through roast beef, and I always order the Publix, but every now and then they try to whack you with the boar's head.
Boar's head, yep.
Which is vastly superior to the Publix, I would have to say.
It's better, but it's a lot more.
A lot more, man. It's like $5 more a pound. So, I'm feeding this to my dogs. I don't even... Is it blasphemous to admit that to the deli counter guy, that I really don't eat a lot of roast beef by the slice? I don't make roast beef sandwiches, but almost all of it goes to Skippy and Holly.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, do you feed your dog any actual people food? Because
His stomach is
They've
weird.
got to the point where they've gotten to the point where they demand it, Libby. And we're feeding this good stuff from Meals for Dogs, which they do eat also, but they give you that look like, huh? What?
I know.
Like you're at Las Patas, no roast beef top? You guys dropped that aspect of it on cost-cutting measures? What is that?
Exactly.
Of course, they haven't there. They're the best in town. But, yeah, I'm a reminder when I fry these eggs of that commercial that used to be out there. This is your brain on drugs.
Yeah.
Was that not one of the more impactful ones? Because the one where the lady is smoking and she goes to the thing, and there was a guy at the track that was always had that one of those things where I guess something had happened to his throat and he had to talk when he pushed a button. And not to be like Trumpian and make fun of it, it's like a little weird when you hear it, is it not? I mean, you'd have to admit that.
Oh yeah. Hello, how are you?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It sounds like okay. What is this? A news show with a guy going through a voice shredder?
100%. That's exactly what
We never saw anything happen at the bank. What do you mean? You were there. You were a freaking guard. But and they got the silhouette of the guy with a hood on or whatever. And yeah, I mean, when Cole was talking about that, it's kind of like it should be altered, and that was effective. I didn't like the one with the lady smoking. That was I mean, obviously close to meeting her maker due to the big C, because that was a little too much for me. But I thought the thing, this is your brain on drugs, people, was that not an effective spot? Did you not consider like, hey, maybe I should cut down on the cocaine?
I mean, it definitely made you go, oh, weird. I just never understood it. I was like, so my brain scrambled. And that's that.
Yeah, fried. You're frying your brain, basically.
Okay.
That was the easy correlation there, Luke. But should it not be a warning now? I mean, would that not be appropriate to just go ahead and say, this is your brain, and this is your brain after you've gambled your brains out? Night after night now on FanDuel and DraftKings, on betting on virtually everything. I'm reading in-depth analysis today of the over-under number of games. At this entire column here, Lubie, if you can see it, this entire column, like one column all the way down, is analyzing the over-under total number of games in the Shelton-Demon Hour match that takes place later today in Toronto. Ben Shelton, of course, great player, very exciting kid. You're waiting for him to really break through. I don't know. Do you root for him or not? Because he was a hater, but and he's very demonstrative when he's out on the court. Maybe a little bit too much, so for some people's taste. But when you're whacking serves at 150 miles an hour, and then his all-around game is coming around too. So the over-under total on this match essentially implies that it's going 3 sets. These are best of 3 in this tournament. It's ATP 1000. So, I mean, it's a big event. It's been going on, it seems like, for months, this tournament in Toronto. How do they end up? I mean, only in Canada would they have the finals like on a Thursday. Because they're heading towards this, I believe, is a quarterfinal match heading to the semis. And the tournament ends up on Thursday. It might be a semifinal match. Anyway, they're getting close to the finish line. And Demon Hour is an Australian guy who's ranked, I think, 8th in the world, either 7th or 8th. One of them is 7th and the other one is 8th. I think Shelton is now ranked number 7 in the world, Ben Shelton. And he's had good results. He's gone deep in some of the slams, left-handed player, so that makes it even more exceptional. I mean, imagine trying to hit back 100 and what would you do, Libby? I mean, if somebody hit a tennis ball at you 150 miles an hour and it landed in the freaking box on top of everything else, somewhere in the corner as it's like flying off the court with wicked overspin, topspin on it, could you possibly get a racket on that? What do you think? No,
I couldn't.
You would duck out of the way, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd be scared out of my mind. Are you kidding me? Over 140 miles an hour? Get out of here.
You never had asses up, did you, as the result of losing?
No, I know you've explained the game. Yeah, I've never played. Never played that game.
That was the thing. I mean, we go A's up. What was the call? This was in lieu of actually having like money on the game. Which, if you had $1 on your back when I was growing up, that was like big money. It was like you had a couple of sticks in your pocket.
Yep.
And so sometimes, I mean, it was prohibitive. Not everybody was able to ante up whatever the quarter or the 50 cents that we were betting on the game. So somebody would call A's up. You're like, really? Do we really want to do this? And so the deal was, and those of you was that unique to Brooklyn or New York City, or is that somewhat universal? I can't imagine they were doing what was called asses up in Los Angeles or Cincinnati.
No.
I think those kids were, and what would happen is you would have to kneel down against the wall and leave your rear end exposed, and from a relatively short, like little league throwing distance, guys would fire the ball at you, and the entire team got a shot to throw the ball at your ass.
Oh my God!
I mean, it was a rubber ball; it wasn't like it was a hard ball. Thing. Well, I don't know. It might have been a couple of times where they actually used a hard ball, but it was a Spalding. It wasn't like getting hit in the ass with a racquetball. Did you ever have that happen to you? You must have if you played any indoor racquetball. It was inevitable at some point while serving you were going to get hit in the rear end by a bullet, like as if it had come off the racket of Jeff Conine, right, or something, who was an outstanding racquetball player. In addition, what was the guy's name? Marty. What was the guy who was the number one racquetball player in the world? Marty something. Somebody help me out with that one.
I don't know.
It wasn't Marty Fleischman. He was the PR director at Dania. That's the first name popped into my head. Anyway, but I mean, did you ever get drilled? Like I used to play early in the morning in California, and it was still cold in the courts, like ice cold. And so, and on the first or second shot, you'd serve the ball, and it would ricochet off 3 walls. The guy would whack one, and then boom. And the thing in racquetball was you didn't really want to turn around and look at the guy if you were trying to control the.
Yeah, no, you have to worry about the ball. The ball moves way too fast.
Right.
You can't futz.
Like turning around there. I mean, like
racquetball, you have to be like.
Sometimes you would look where the guy was, but.
Well, when the ball went that way, but if the ball's up here, you can't turn around. Then you're going to miss the ball. You have to keep the ball. Racquetball is hectic.
And you'll get drilled right in the ass with a racquetball.
Oh, yeah.
At high speeds.
For sure.
So asses up was somewhat of a similar feeling, I guess, where, you could shake it off, but it wasn't a lot of fun. And of course, your really good friends would deliberately miss you. That was always a tough one, too, because it depended on the attitude of the person that was controlling the asses up aspect of the game, where, I mean, you could be walking around with a very negative label if you consistently, deliberately miss the guy on an asses up opportunity because they were your friend. How did I get to this?
I don't know how we're breaking this down. That's what's now we're talking about. You're analyzing it.
It was weird. I mean, because it was a form of gambling.
Yes, it feels like these were stakes. You had to live up to the stakes or deal with the stakes. Yes.
And the extrapolation is now, I mean, are you just frying your brain by getting involved in this stuff? I mean, imagine the analysis. Who would ever spend however long it took to write this article and think it up and research it, that the Shelton match against Demon Hour would go over 23 and a half games, which essentially means for that to happen, you would have to have, in all likelihood, a 3-set match. And what you're always hoping for, if you're betting this, I have yet to bet an over-under on a tennis match, Lubie. And yet, would you be inclined to take a look at that? Because, I mean, in all likelihood, one of the first 2 sets goes to a tiebreaker. That seems to be, and it's been an MO in the tournament. The other night, Taylor Fritz played a match. All 3 were tiebreakers. What is that, Lubie? That's 39 games. Mm-hmm. Way, way over. But the problem is this is coming again from what used to be the VSIN segment that they have in the New York Post. And isn't it interesting that all of a sudden I've revived my whole gambling vernacular and conversation because I'm reading this thing again. It was there at 3 a.m. already today, Lubie. Unbelievable. 3 a.m.
Wow. Okay.
It's been unbelievable since I got this going. But I mean, you're getting quite a bit out of it. But to have this kind of analysis, would you ever be inclined to think about betting that? A lot of tiebreakers in the men's game. You see at least usually one of the first 2 sets is going to a tiebreaker. You don't have the blowouts that you sometimes get in the women's game. You get some, but in this case, you're talking about guys that are obviously in good form because they've reached the point of being in the semifinals and both playing well. Shield's been in a bunch of 3-setters so far. Demon Hour beat Tiafo, the big foe, the other night, and that was impressive. I think he beat him in straight sets, so you would have gone under on that. But I don't know. I mean, at what point do you break down and actually start to wait? Andy's, he's gotten involved. He's betting obscure stuff. The professor was betting Korean baseball.
100%.
Where do you draw the line? That would be the question. At what point do you realize that you've lost control of your own ability to operate where it's just not good enough to bet like who's going to win a game. What do you think? I mean, and in fact, even talking about it, it's kind of like reading a newspaper, where nobody does this anymore. Who even bothers trying to pick sides anymore? What do you think, Lube? Is that passe? Is it even worth talking about? Hey, I really think the Dolphins can cover. Does anybody give a flying one about that anymore?
People still do. I mean, picking a side is still a thing. It's just, it's harder.
Wouldn't that really be the art of this whole thing? Is like picking winners?
Yeah, well, the idea is to win in the long haul, but people don't think like people want to risk as little amount as possible to win as much as possible. You can't do that just picking a winner.
No.
The way you're rewarded by that, exactly. The way you're rewarded by that is picking 12 teams, losing that pretty much every time.
Every time.
One time you hit and you make a nice score. So you tell yourself, see, it's worth it for the one time I hit out of the 30 times I play.
May well be. I don't know if you're bet 12 teams.
What these people do.
Cash for like 30 grand. That makes up for a lot of those $25 parlays. I mean,
yes,
it's kind of like when we first cashed on golf with Martin Keimer at 45 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's going to take years for you betting the same amount of money to finally get back to anywhere near even, because you're going to be way ahead after hitting a 45 to 1 shot. Anyway, a lot of weird stuff to bet on. I don't know if you were betting on the Marlins. So did my Bury Your Bookie show with my friend Mike Jones yesterday. This guy's very analytical on baseball. He still went 1-2 as he had the Marlins continuing their streak with Sandy Alcantara. So what happened there, Louis? Alcantara got shelled for 5 runs in the 4th inning, just after we, as soon as we started praising the team. Hey, well, you know what? I don't know that we were on that bandwagon, but a lot of people were saying, well, look, they didn't throw in the towel. They didn't cave. This Bendix, one tough navigator and negotiator, as he made his way through the trade deadline, and it looked like they prospered. Although I think Jesus Sanchez came to town and hit a home run against them last night.
Sanchez has been playing well. Look, you have to give up stuff to get stuff. It was just annoying because he was a guy that had been around for a while, hadn't done much. He was a name you heard, and then like the last 2-3 weeks, like every other game, he was hitting a home run. So it was just annoying that that's when they traded him.
It was a steady ball player. Do you need a few of those guys on a team if you're all comprised of really young guys? Don't you need like a couple of guys that are like sort of, I don't know, would you consider Jesus Sanchez someone of a solid veteran? I mean, is he going to give you spectacular numbers? No. But played the game as I always hear this Renee Latchman quote, because Latchman had no chance, right? He was the manager of the expansion Marlins. Look, they were going to lose every night. They were going to look like the 62 Mets most of the time. And he always said, you know what I go by? I live by this. Play the game hard, play the game right.
There you go.
Maybe Latchman ought to talk to Aaron Boone, man. This guy's in la-la land when it comes to he's still trying to justify Jazz Chisholm getting doubled off first base on a pop-up to the infield. Imagine this, you're a major league manager. I mean, if you had to take a major league manager IQ test and you said, hey, your runner goes too far off first base on a pop-up in the infield, when at the very worst, you're going to be, if they do take him, drop the ball deliberately and throw him out at second base, which maybe what? Should they invoke an infield fly rule when there's only a runner on first, Lubie, to avoid having that happen? But the hitter is already going to be standing on first base. We went into this yesterday. So, okay, maybe you have a faster guy in Jazz Chisholm on a base pass, but is it worth risking being doubled up because you're trying to outthink the second baseman who doesn't drop the ball and throws you out?
No, you stay at first.
And Boone's like, oh, it's an aggressive play. I understand what he was thinking. It's like, he wasn't thinking.
They lost last night again. I mean, the Yankees are a mess. It's weird to see them be this bad. I mean, look, I maybe it's last year. I remember all year talking about, are they firing Boone? Are they firing Cashman? And then they went on this freaking run in the playoffs that got them to the World Series.
The World Series, yeah.
Everyone got extensions. Everyone got extensions, but it's like they still weren't good all season, and they did get rocked in the World Series. So it's like these guys are still not good at their job. They just caught fire, but whatever. So they're back, and it's the same thing. They started pretty strong, and now that division is sort of having fun. It's not just a division, but the division with the Blue Jays and the Red Sox passing them and the Rays being around them a lot of the year as they've sort of fallen off. Like it's not shocking. Like that's the funny thing is they're playing bad ball. Yeah, well, Boone sucks. Cashman hasn't been good at the job in a long time. Like they just had a fluky run.
Yeah. It's at one time, I guess they were close to acquiring Kyle Schwarber before he went on this giant run with the Phillies, where he's hitting a home run every night. I did get a text on this from the Polyman, and actually would be worth reading. Cashman. He says Cashman can't get a free ride either. He says he gives him more credit than most. This is the Polyman, a diehard Yankee fan his whole life. Though still can't believe never pulled a switch on the Kyle Schwarber trade 3 years ago. It was supposed to be a done deal. Schwarber would hit 60 home runs a year playing in Yankee Stadium easily, wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, imagine if he had that short porch in right field. Are you kidding me? Holy Roger Maris. What are we talking about here? Asterisks all over the place. Would have asterisks on his batting helmet like he was playing for Ohio State. All right, so the Marlins go down, and Alcantara gets shelled. So that kind of reversed. And now fall a game under 500. The baseball races, can we say they're heating up, Lubie? I mean, there's a few of them. There are a few of them that are actually worth watching. Milwaukee, winner last night, leads the Cubs by a couple of games. Dodgers only up 3 on San Diego. Do you see a race establishing itself there? Because
San Diego went all in. I mean, they made like 4 or 5 different moves that were all very substantial. So you would think that wasn't for nothing. I mean, they've been hanging around without making those moves, and the Dodgers didn't do much at the deadline. They did a lot going into the season. So,
oh my God, they got everybody.
So I think, but the Padres, again, they're not sitting idle. So I think that should be a race to the end. I'm curious to see if the Brewers hold off the Cubs, because the Cubs were ahead in that division most of the season, and the Brewers had played really good ball until they met up with the Marlins last week. And then the AL East, which it felt like the Yankees were in a runaway. They're now third in the division.
Milwaukee's up 3 on the Cubs. I flipped my sheet over here to yesterday, but they picked up another game on them yesterday because I was looking at this Juan Soto stat. I mean, is it addition by subtraction? The Yankees fall short, offered over $700 million for Juan Soto, lose out to the Mets because the Mets gave Soto a suite, which clearly he more than could afford. He could have been right next to the Bobby Bonilla statue out there in terms of having more cash than you could possibly know what to do with, even years later. And that was the swinging condition, I guess, or at least so it was perceived. But speaking of swinging, this guy's swinging and missing. He had a hot month of June, Juan Soto, so it looked like he was going to redeem himself and almost establish. I mean, he was as responsible for the success of the Yankees last year as how can he be as responsible as the MVP, Aaron Judge? But I mean, Soto was a monster for the New York Yankees last year, and he kept them alive in the postseason. He just was coming off. I don't know how he did last night, but he was 8 for 56, Lubie, which if you do the math. Were you ever with your friends at the point where you could calculate a batting average almost immediately? No,
I know you guys are great. I was never a stats guy. I knew the stats, but I couldn't. That's not a part of math I'm strong at. I know the degenerate is the opposite. That is.
Well, it was basic math, and it was surprising because I think we had odds and probability in the 5th grade, but we got to a lot of this because you wanted to know how to calculate ERAs and batting averages and all of these different statistics that we followed in Major League Baseball. So 8 for 56 is a fairly easy one because you reduce it down right away. It's 1 for 7, which is immediately pops into your head. It's almost like having the times tables down, where you could give a baseball fan when we were kids growing up, and here we are, right after taking it on the chin there with some asses up. You would go to math class, and they would say, oh, okay, if a guy's 1 for 7, what's he hitting? And it's 143. So that's a long stretch to go, hitting 143, a $143. June was his only month where he started out very slowly, Juan Soto. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Has he replaced Bryce Harper as in the question of what's more overrated, the stone crab or Juan Soto?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I mean, he had a nice...
Would you say it's Soto or the stone crab? Which, with all due respect to people that love stone crabs, and if somebody hands me a couple of free claws, I'm eating them.
Oh, that's great. They're really good. It's just they're really expensive for the amount of meat they build.
Is it not overrated? Wouldn't you rather just take a bite out of a Maine lobster tail? No?
Last time we did this, Harper then went on to win like the next 2 or 3 MVPs.
We were wrong about Harper.
So I'm scared, a little scared because Soto is coming off again. It's what brought him to prominence. A great run with the Nationals. He's coming off a great run with the Yankees, where Stanton woke up, Judge was not good, and Soto was their best offensive player throughout the playoffs last year, and he was a big reason why they made that surprising and needed run for Boone and Cashman to the World Series. So to just discount him, it's hard to do that. I know he's a talented guy. He never seemed to be as talented as the contracts he wants, and even as the contracts he's turning down. So yeah. He seems to do this when he needs to get paid in the playoffs. And because we saw this, was it San Diego that paid him when the Nationals?
San Diego gave him money, and no, I don't know. He already had his contract when he went to San Diego, I think.
He was supposed to get more from the Nationals, turned it down, so they sent him to he went to San Diego, and he did a lot of this. So that's the thing. This may be a move of his where he's a nice player, but needs the extra motivation of money, and when he has that, he can suddenly turn it on. Because again, what he did in the playoffs last year was pretty impressive.
He was excellent all year long for the most part for the Yankees. I mean, a huge factor in their success last year. 8 for 56, 143 over the latest stretch. So that's part of our Major League Baseball notes here. All right, some football training camp chronicles. You want to do some of that? Tony's going to join us in a little bit here.
Yes.
And training camp chronicles, kind of interesting. As I was kind of taken back by this because I'm thinking, well, what the hell are these guys doing? But then again, it is the Cleveland Browns. And so they signed Tyler Huntley, and I'm looking, going, wait a minute, they already had like 4 quarterbacks on the roster.
They have a ton of quarterbacks. No, what do you mean?
They're all injured now.
Oh, is that what it is? Because Deshaun Watson's still there too, and I know
isn't that funny?
They're not putting their future into him anymore, but he's still there.
That was listed, by the way, as the worst trade in football history.
Yeah, because even at the time it happened, there wasn't a lot of people. Like a lot of the buzz.
Clearly, there was a character issue.
Died down on him. Like I don't know if there was a free for all trying to get Watson for that many picks and that money. So at the time, it was already questionable. They went through with it in some monster, ridiculous deal, and he was never close. He wasn't even a starting quarterback really after that, let alone good.
I have the details on that, Lubie. You'll be surprised. I actually wrote a few things down here. Deshaun Watson went for a 3 first-round picks, 2022, 23, and 24. He also they gave up a 3rd-round pick in 2023, 4th-round picks in 23 and 24, and they got in return the Cleveland Browns Deshaun Watson and a 6th-round pick. Many of those selections that were made ended up being very successful players, essentially the core of a very good team. Deshaun Watson has done nothing. They then signed him to the $230 million fully guaranteed contract. You never see this in the NFL. It was unprecedented, wasn't it? Was that the first time a fully guaranteed contract was ever issued in the National Football League? 5 years, $230 million. For that, he's played in 19 of 51 games, and arguably you could say that when on the field was among, if not the, worst quarterbacks in the league, which is saying a lot with the Will Levises of the universe that were getting starts and what we saw from the backup quarterbacks from the Miami Dolphins who were getting starts. So far and away, and this was on a list of the 12 worst deals involving players in the National Football League, numero uno in a category by itself. You know what was number 4, though, Lubie? And this was kind of interesting because I don't know that I saw it the same way. Because you're always wondering, it's kind of like a Clockwork Orange where you're wondering if your name is on the list. So you're wondering if your team is on the list. Now, I'm saying our team is the Miami Dolphins because that's our hometown, but I don't know. I mean, do you live and die with Dolphins fortunes, or have you been neutered like many other people? Neutered.
Yeah. You know I've been neutered. Last year, they caught us, and I did get excited because I was like, no, they have less expectations, but some
a couple of years ago, I thought something was happening.
This will be the year they're going to win. The Bills have lost everyone. They're going to win the division, and they got me a little excited. And then all the issues Mike McDaniel had for the previous 2 years, he continued to have, and I was very on the bandwagon of getting rid of him and Chris Greer. Once they didn't do that, that's when I was like, okay, I'll watch and we'll talk about it, but I don't have any emotional attachment to this team. The franchise, sure. This team, no, because they're ran by a bunch of idiots and they're ran by a bunch of people. Chris Perkins really did. Was it Hyde? I'm sorry. I love Hyde's the one that said it. Dave Hyde really put it right. They are full of a bunch of people that are a position higher than they should be. Like Mike McDaniel needed to be a real offensive coordinator away from Kyle Shanahan before he got a head coaching job. Instead, he skipped right to that coaching job. Not ready. Clearly not ready. He hasn't learned anything. He never improves on the things he's bad at. Like, that's literally the sign of just not being ready.
That bewildered look he has on the sidelines
all the time.
Openly defies the very open and gregarious sort of attitude that he seems to display in all of their aspects of life. I mean, he looks very confident when he's talking in front of the media, and he's not afraid to say things that might be determined to be a bit on the whacked outside. And then he's on the sideline. I mean, that look on the sidelines was Sperano-esque, wasn't it?
He looks lost and very Philbin-esque. And then on top of that, Greer is really a scout because he's not bad at scouting talent. He's horrendous at making decisions, and he's horrendous at putting his will in front of everyone else's to make decisions. So he's not a GM. He's a scout. That's really what he is. And Stephen Ross is not an owner. Like
I like Stephen Ross.
He has lots of money and he's willing to spend it, but he's not good at. Owners need to be able to hire executives and get out of the way. That's literally the worst.
Or at least get good advice.
He's horrible at taking advice, and he's horrible at hiring executives, and that's why he would be a great silent owner at an organization.
Perfect.
At a real owner.
Yeah. I mean, if he had somebody that was giving him good advice, I don't know. I mean, remember it was that guy that used to be with the Eagles, and I think he was with the USFL, Peterson. What was the guy's name? And he supposedly was the guy that had Stephen Ross's ear and was making all of these big decisions. But Ross is just he's too easygoing, isn't he? I mean, that would be the knock on him. Not that he was some dumbass that you look at and you go, my God, I mean, if this guy makes one more wrong decision, it's enough to, literally consider never watching another game again. But he's not in that category, I don't think. I just think he lets just too much go. Well, when you're 8-9 and you come running into the locker room, you should just have gone home after that game, no?
Yeah, well, no, we were
in the locker room and go, hey, let's run it back.
Like
after you just lost your fanny. I mean, what a disastrous season! 8-9 for the Dolphins last year, Lubie. That's a disaster. I thought, unbelievable.
Yeah, 100%. With the money they've spent, with what they put in to this roster, with the contracts they had given out going into last year, you had to win last year. And then when you didn't, everyone has to be gone. The
or
fact
that give you a reason to believe that. I mean, were it not for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. That they were good enough to do it, but just things didn't quite work out. You didn't sense that at all. I mean, look, there's no optimism whatsoever going into this year. Anyway, the Dolphins made the list, but I believe that this is a mistake on the part of the person that comprised this list, because I don't know that you can completely blame them for what happened there. Number 4 in the worst trades ever.
Okay.
Miami Dolphins giving up Wes Welker to the New England Patriots.
No, that's not.
But what happened there, as I recall, was that,
receiver.
But then the Patriots, they didn't get much back. But the Patriots had snookered the Dolphins using the rules that are surrounding free agency. And didn't they make an unbelievable front-loaded offer to Wes Welker as a restricted free agent that the Dolphins then had a chance to match? But they couldn't match it because it would have killed him.
I don't know.
The offer was absurd and Welker had not established himself as this big star.
A second and third rounder for a guy that was a kick returner and your fourth receiver. And I was very happy for the trade. Yeah, he went on to be the perfect guy in New England, but there's nothing to say that he would have had anywhere near screw that success. Just any
second
success.
And 7th round pick they got. But I thought they did well to even get that.
Yes, again,
they couldn't match the contract. They just
that's not, whoever put that is an idiot and doesn't know trades in NFL. There's way worse trades than that.
The trade was forced, and with the Dolphins holding zero leverage, except that
nothing.
Now the Patriots were going to have to honor this somewhat onerous contract that they only offered Wes Welker because they wanted to make sure that the Dolphins didn't match it.
I mean, he worked out for the Patriots, and that's fine.
Worked out. I mean, look at this guy. He worked out as a Hall of Famer.
He's a borderline Hall of Famer, but Like, there's nothing to say that he would have done that with the Dolphins.
All right.
I mean, I don't agree with that on any level. I think the Dolphins got a good trade, and he took advantage of the situation. He worked really well with Brady, and he became a borderline Hall of Fame player, and he had a great career. And that's wonderful for him. That wasn't a bad trade. That was literally like him on the Dolphins. Who were their quarterbacks? I don't even know where the quarterbacks was.
Might have been Gus Frerotte.
Like, those guys those guys weren't making anything of Wes Welker.
No, Wes Welker was not going to blossom with the Miami Dolphins. Sometimes a player, he got into a situation that was perfect for him, just like your favorite player tonight, Julian Edelman, who was Wes Welker too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Patriots show that they did that with like 5 different guys.
Yeah.
Had a lot of success in that role. So it's not the guys, like I said, and it's fine that the guys were able to fulfill that role, but on the Miami Dolphins, Wes Welker was not. He was going to be the Wes Welker we knew him to be, a nice, tough utility dude. That's what he was, and you got a second rounder for him. Second rounder at that time was huge. A second rounder to this day is still considered a guy that.
You have to take into account though that they did this after they were screwed.
Yeah, and they were off, and exactly after that, they couldn't have even. They weren't going to sign him to that stupid ass deal. So
imagine, I mean, it was like some ridiculous amount of money in the first year. All right, I didn't realize this. Tony Segreto was standing by here. We have Tony featured on a little old school.
There he is.
Hello.
Where is he today?
Morning, sir.
Some kind of presidential suite? Where are you, Tony? That looks like a very lavish chair. No, Lubie, am I getting this wrong? Or
you're getting it wrong. You're getting it wrong. I'm in the same place I'm always in.
I'm sure his office has a nice.
It looks different though. I guess you're using your phone as the camera here.
Yes, I am, because the computer's gefakta. Something happened to the computer.
Your computer shot, or you don't get service there?
The computer is not working great, so I'm glad he found the phone to figure it out. I appreciate it.
Well, you look great. I mean, you really do, Tony. You look fantastic. Hey, we were talking about a bunch of stuff. We were doing a little training camp chronicles.
I heard. First of all, I want to say that you could hand me a stone crab, and I could go, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But you hand me a lobster tail, that's something different.
Yeah, you're right there in the hub. I mean, are lobsters prevalent in the Vermont area because you're so close to Maine and whatever, Boston?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And like you can go to a street corner and find some Maine lobster rolls, or is that the way it works?
No, you know what? I could use a lobster roll right now.
They're up there. They should have them everywhere. They should just have them at gas stations up there.
Right.
Doesn't everyone just sell lobster rolls?
You go to the country store. Is there just one store that accommodates all needs, like it's groceries, clothes?
We have one store in the town, one little store.
Yeah.
And then we have, a grocery store in the main town, which is like 15 minutes away.
What if you need something, that is absolutely essential to any good day, like a racing form? What if you...
You know what? The country store sells a racing form.
No, get out of here.
Yes, they do.
It probably does.
Take a picture of that, Tony. I don't believe you.
I'll be so happy.
I mean, for one time in your life, your Mr. Credibility, I think that's incredible. But I guess they used to have Green Mountain there in Vermont. That's been extinct for a long time. I always wanted to go there because it was kind of like a thing with stadiums. I don't know if you have that where you wanted to try and be. You have been. Have you been into like every stadium in Major League Baseball? Now that's a tough.
Yes.
Every football stadium? Have you been to every
football stadium?
I mean, taking into account there are
football,
but every city.
Baseball stuff.
Yeah, you've been. Wow. Very nice. All right. What are you thinking here, Tony? We have the first preseason games. I'm going to be in Las Vegas later this week.
So
I will be out there.
Oh, Lord.
He said, oh, God.
Yeah. Are you going to come back broke?
That's a great
question. I mean, come on. What are you talking about here, Tony? How many people come back from Las Vegas flush? Very few. When you do, I mean, it's not like I haven't. Everybody, if you go there enough, you're bound to have a winning trip once in a while.
Where do you stay when you go to Las Vegas?
Actually, this time I usually stay at Caesar's Palace, but they actually have a new place inside of Caesar's Palace that is named like the restaurant Nobu, Nobu. So actually, I told one of my friends that's meeting me out there from California that I would be staying at the Nobu, and they said it's probably closed during the afternoon. Thinking it was the restaurant, but it's they have like a hospitality division, and so they put a hotel inside of Caesar's Palace. So I'm actually in that, but I'll consider it Caesar's because that's where I'll be in the race book the entire time. which I love it. I mean, you land at like 10 o'clock Vegas time after taking off at 8 from here. And I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to check into the room until later that night. Yeah.
Is your game the slots or
No? I mean, the only thing I really get involved in is racing. I will make some sports bets while I'm out there, just to have some action because it's kind of fun to be sitting in the room there. And as your team is approaching, even if you don't have money on the game, I don't know. You're not this type. I don't know if Lubie is, where you would just do something as a form of agitation to the other players that you want to lose their money.
No, I'm not that bad.
No, where like every time a play happens and the underdog is like coming on and you're screaming money line as if you have it. No, you don't have time on the game, but these 3 fat guys that are on their third bucket of beer and they're yelling and screaming for the other team. So you just want to give it to them a little bit, but not challenge to the point where they start getting physical with you.
Who is favored to win the NFL championship, and what are the top 5 teams in college to go to the national championship?
Oh, odds.
The rankings just came out, Louis.
No, you mean he wants odds? Or do you like?
Odds to win the Super Bowl this year?
Yeah, odds for the Super Bowl and odds, the best odds to win the college national title.
Well, you got the rankings.
I have no idea. I
Texas,
guess
Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia, and Clemson,
probably your top
Notre Dame. Usual suspects in college football.
And football, I don't know.
Philadelphia, I think, was the third choice. I looked at this yesterday.
Is it the Ravens?
Chiefs were not favored.
Oh, no. Chiefs, I think, are 5th. I think it's Ravens. I think it's the Ravens.
Everybody loves the Ravens every year until they get to the
Bills. I think it's the Ravens, Bills.
Bills are up there. Bills are either 1 or 2.
The Eagles may be 1 or 2.
Eagles,
Ravens, and Bills are the top 3, and then I think the Chiefs or Lions, and the Lions. Then the Lions. I think it's Ravens, Eagles, Bills, Lions. Chiefs.
The Lions are off from where they should be after a 15-2 season.
Yeah, they're like 4th or 5th. Yeah. I think they're like 4th or 5th, and then it's the Chiefs because people are worried about the Chiefs.
Who you picking, Tony? I mean, never mind us.
I like the Bills.
You like the Bills to win it all this year. I mean, what is it about that apple in Marv Levy's throat, even as he's dead and buried, that makes you think that Josh Allen won't win a championship? I don't know.
I just
and I love Josh Allen. I really do. I don't know that I love him, but I like
Josh
him.
Allen. I love the atmosphere the Buffalo Bill fans have. They stick with their team. I don't know. I just think that maybe this is the year.
I'm thinking they stumble somehow. They just can't get over the hump.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Isn't Josh Allen like a little bit of a reincarnation of Jim Kelly, the way he approaches the game? He might be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Kelly might have been a more accurate passer. I don't know. That's not hard to say because probably only Richardson with Indianapolis is more inaccurate overall. But Allen makes these giant plays all the time. And some of those running plays he made last year, it's not like he's Fran Tarkenton, some slick. I mean, he's just bumbling, mumbling, stumbling all the way down.
Stumbling to the.
Bumbling, yeah. I want to come back with more old school Tony Segreto, brought to you by Texas Roadhouse Restaurants. Speaking of Ed Garcia, the man's in Alaska. Is that what you told me?
He's in Alaska. He's like, it's 4 hours earlier here, so I'll see what. I'm like, no, just enjoy Alaska. It's fine.
So it'll be like 4:44 there.
Dude, you're not going on at 4. I'm like, I appreciate it, but we'll talk to you next week. Just enjoy Alaska and have stories for us. Yeah. I've always wanted to
say hello to Tony Segreto. Would it be worth getting up at 4 a.m, Alaska?
100%. And he really was going to do it. And
I was your ass off. I mean, it's probably isn't it dark for like 6 months at a time?
Yes, I don't know if we're in those 6 months, but yes, it is.
It's like holy Stevie Wonder. What the hell are we doing? All right, we're coming back with Tony Segreto, Old School. We'll get into some football. We got a bunch of stuff to work on there, including I'm still stunned by your pessimism on the Cristobal factor being such an inhibiting.
Ken and I were saying the same thing because they've come out as the 10th ranked team in the country.
Yeah.
And the schedule is definitely tougher than last year because last year was a schedule for St. Thomas. But it's still not insane. They don't play Clemson. They don't play there's a couple of the teams that are tougher in the conference. So it's still doable. And I looked at each other, and I'm like, yeah, but how do you? He's like, yeah, the crystal ball factor. I'm like, he's like, he's going to lose 2 games for them. Yeah. And they're probably going to lose 2 themselves. So if they lose 4 games, then how are they in the playoffs? I'm like,
rarely can you just straight up say the coach lost this game.
Yeah,
I mean, there's always some other thing.
Rarely.
They didn't have the Neal issue last year. That was 2 years ago. But there were games where it was like, dude, why aren't you up 30? Like where they were like within a touchdown of like Cal or
how badly were they out foxed by
Georgia Tech again, Syracuse,
South Florida, and California? What were in the first half when you should shine as a head coach because of your game plan, you're getting thumped. It's only because you have such vastly superior personnel. I mean, they're bragging about Cam Ward as if he is like the second coming of Peyton Manning already from a mental standpoint. They're saying this kid's great. They couldn't be any happier with him.
We'll see what they can do with Carson Beck, but
all right, we'll find out. All right, we'll come back. We'll talk some college and pro football with the great Tony Segreto in a moment. Now that the time 8:47.
Hey folks, Tony Segreto here. Let me ask you a question. What do you look for when you go out to eat? Good food, obviously, friendly atmosphere, not too loud, but good energy, reasonable prices, and a place where you feel comfortable. All those ingredients, no pun meant there, are hard to find unless you're talking about the Texas Roadhouse. You see, they encompass all of those attributes. Really, really good food, amazing atmosphere, good for a family, good for a date, or just a night out for yourself, and prices that will make you extremely happy. Their ribs unmatched. Steaks hand cut every day. Everything, and I mean everything, is made on site, including their incredible bread. It's the one day, folks, that you can forget about low-carb diets. Trust me when I tell you, Texas Roadhouse, your restaurant, your destination when you say, where should we go and eat tonight?
From the newly renovated sports bar to the beautiful bayside views captured at the Tiki Bar, Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill has it all. Located at mile marker 104, the Big Chill also offers waterfront dining while experiencing breathtaking sunset views of the Florida Keys. It's simply the hottest spot in the Keys to cool off. That's Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill at mile marker 104 in Key Largo. For more information, call today at 305-453-9066.
What we gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
We are now kicking it old school with the one and only Tony Segreto, brought to you by Texas Roadhouse.
Tell me, doctor.
An old school question for Tony Segreto here, but we're going to entertain some queries from the audience here, including Jim Sarney, who I did have something for him. How did he not mention or text me 1,000 times about the Dejohnny Carrington trade, the acquisition by the Minnesota Lynx? Dejohnny Carrington for a couple of players that were high profile, Tony. This was no slouch of a deal.
You got to admit, he is into every single solitary sport.
Yes.
How did he miss this one? That's a big trade.
He's slacking on his reporting.
I mean, it'd be like if it was a bigger than a Luka Doncic trade. Dallas involved again, man. Dallas is always sending these superstars.
You know, this should be a comedy show.
It is comedy of errors.
This is the input we're getting from guys that would actually be concerned about that, but he missed that one.
Yeah, he's slacking.
And I found it. Why, Tony? Because I get my New York Post now.
The Post is back.
And naturally,
you got your Post today.
Oh no, they firing this thing.
Like
I don't even want to jinx it. It's
like a Joe D streak.
Remarkable, yeah.
What time do you get it?
It was there at like 3 a.m. today. Unbelievable.
It's like 6 days in a row. They're like doing their job.
Ever since, which you're not a client to complain, neither am I. But I did make a few calls.
It worked.
But I think if you look, you're talking to some woman in the Philippines who probably lost money on the last Manny Pacquiao fight. And so to sit there and have an attitude on the phone, Tony, is not a good approach.
No.
And so what does she care? She hears this, she's being bombarded with people that are pissed off. So I think if you have a little bit of decorum, realizing it's not her fault.
So what do you say?
I say, hey, listen, I love getting this thing, but I have to say the service is, somewhat embarrassing here because, and I know it's not your fault, but if you could do whatever you could do.
Yeah.
And they did it. They finally pulled it off, man. I don't know what happened. But
Did you get
no,
some?
it's been brilliant. Unfortunately, I guess the people in the delivery part, and they sometimes don't last. Right? It could wear your ass out. No.
Yeah.
You're in the morning, firing papers, and then you got to go like. As Lubie and I used to joke, I mean, the guy's next delivery is somewhere in Hialeah where he's throwing the El Miami Herald. But anyway, no, it's been coming in. I've been getting a lot of good stuff out of here. And this was all to get to Sarni's question, which is where are you at with your Yankees, who are just taking a nosedive into an abyss in the Eastern AL Eastern standings? Behind Boston, Tony. You're still wearing your Yankee hat. That's the question.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. But I'm going to tell you this: they will come back in the end.
Oh wow, you actually have hope.
You're thinking of coming back? What wasn't that classic though? I mean, they get these three guys, and everybody's screaming, look at Cashman. He pulled it off, right? There hasn't been a lot of Cashman conversation this year that I've heard of. Anyway, he seems to just be there, and maybe he's never going.
Aaron Boone too.
Boone's always under the spotlight. Though.
Hey, Boone. Never talk about Cashman.
He is just. Ugh.
If you ever got doubled off first base on a pop-up in the infield.
No, my God, get out of here.
And you're on the cover of the action game for Major League Baseball from a couple of years ago. Can you imagine Pete Rose having that happen to him and or anybody that he managed?
I don't think it ever happened to Pete Rose.
You imagine that guy coming back to the dugout and Earl Weaver is the guy that he faces, or Billy Martin?
Oh, my God.
Lou Piniella. I mean, would Lou Piniella have then after the game said, Tony, oh, well, he was trying to outthink the second baseman. He got doubled off first base on a pop in the infield in a key spot in a low-scoring game.
Just in the base hitting.
You can't be this stupid.
That's just stupid.
Anyway, they hit a slump, but I think, you know what? They hit a slump, all of them at the same time. And that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I can't say I love Judge, but I can't say I'm not rooting for him to, I mean, I'd like to see Toronto somehow win the division.
Oh, that would be crazy. If the Blues
I've been talking about it forever.
The Blues just hold on.
This acrimony that's going on with Canada right now, I almost wish them well, and success. But it's just nice to be seeing and hearing something different, right? Then how come the Yankees can't do what they're supposed to do for $800 zillion?
800 zillion? Isn't it 900?
Whatever they're paying. I mean, they lost out on Soto.
Huh?
It's a lot of money. I mean, what? Their payroll has to be second to the Dodgers or something like that? I don't know. I would imagine.
Yeah. No, it's insane.
They're paying Giancarlo Stanton. I know he hit a home run last night, but geez, I mean, productivity overall. I know injuries. Well, would you say that suggests a little bit of juice was involved in this thing? The guy's hurt. I mean, he gets out of bed, he pulls a quad. He's like me.
If they're still using juice, they ought to get thrown out of the league.
You don't think anybody is? What do you think, Tony? What do you think? I mean, is there nobody using performance-enhancing drugs of any type in Major League Baseball? That's
the way they're canvassing it and the way they're policing it. I just don't see it. But I could be wrong.
It's interesting though. You're seeing guys with more pop than they've had. I mean, look at this Schwarber guy, man. 40 home runs already, and he's one of many that are up there at 35 plus. With 2 months to go in the season, essentially. What? So if you figured 15 more, that's a lot of guys hitting around 50 homers, no?
Yeah.
Could be. I don't know. All right. So what about your Hurricanes? Here, I wanted to ask you this in an old school fashion, Tony Segreto. And Lubie may have been around or cognizant of what was going on. I guess he would have been as this all took place kind of in the 90s through 2000 with the Hurricanes, the Florida Gators, and Florida State. And you would wonder which order they would be in the top 5 in the country.
Yep.
When the rankings came out. Now, I was kind of surprised. But still, I mean, what does this represent? Lack of understanding of how to cheat? Miami comes into the season ranked 10th, Florida 17th, which is somewhat of a surprise, right, Lubie? I don't know. Would you figure
they're high on Florida. I think they're stupid, but
and Florida State. Florida State
Well,
now in year number what? 4 of Mike Norvell?
Oh, 6. Year 6. This is year 6.
Six.
Yeah, he gets a
And
pass.
they are others receiving votes, 2
Yeah.
votes ahead of Buffalo.
I mean, they had 2 wins last year.
Could you have ever pictured that, Tony, in the heyday of when these rivalries were intense and everybody was looking at the state of Florida?
But you know what? You have to think that in the early 90s, in the 80s, in the early 90s,
Yeah.
is different than what? 26, 27, 30 years ago?
Oh, it's 30 plus years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got,
because
do the math there.
changed.
30
I mean,
plus. Yeah.
well, it's
because
become
recruiting's
big.
different.
Yeah.
You know, the NIL's different.
Well, yeah, it's become big business, and the money has become a big deal. And those 3 schools, as much as they do have decent money, they're not in a conference. 2 of them are not in a conference to compete with the third. And that
That's right.
that was a very different place in the early 90s. It was, even when you were in a conference, you were still somewhat independent. The money wasn't so tight. It's why the Notre Dame could be independent for so long, because being in a conference wasn't that much more helpful than being on your own. Now you need to not only be in a conference, you need to be in the right conference, and that can set you up in a way. Look at what Missouri's doing now, recruiting wise. Like, just because they're in the SEC, it gives you such a head start. Now Florida is in that SEC, and they've had a lot of success. The problem is SEC's freaking death now. Like, the SEC is just stupid.
Yes.
Like,
but you bring up Missouri, and that's a good example, because they were nothing.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, now
they're competing every year because the money is just stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're thinking of the crystal ball factor.
They believe in it.
So bizarre. I mean, you could just look at any number of games. I mean, the Georgia Tech one, that was a catastrophe.
Georgia Tech,
when he's handing the ball off, I mean, your option is, I mean, there's only one play to run there. That's take a knee.
Yes, take a knee.
There's not a single coach that, if you fill that out in any other fashion, you have a chance to run the clock out by taking a knee. What are you going to do? A, take a knee.
Yeah.
B, hand the ball off and have a guy run through the middle of a bunch of guys
A,
that have like pitchforks out trying to poke the ball out of there.
A, take a knee. B, take a knee. C, take a knee.
Yeah.
What do you think your choices are?
I mean, it's not even a decision. If Lubie's young Luka Lubitz, when he's born that day, is asked what to do in that situation, he will say, take a knee.
Do you think he'll ever live that down?
For Defo, probably not. I mean,
it wasn't even the worst of them. I mean, there were so many other times where he just. I used to really like this guy, and I haven't spoken.
I like him
for a time. He was a good guy when he was a player, as I recall.
He was a great guy.
Yeah.
I love him to death. I love him to this day. But there are some decisions he makes that I question.
Yeah, like handing the team the game on a platter. Here you go, like he's at a bar mitzvah. Unbelievable. All right, so I mean, what's the buzz there, Tony? I mean, is the talent level there? Are the Gators going to make Napier not look so bad? He's been on a hot seat since day one, and then
and Norvell.
I mean, what happened there? One injury, and the next thing you know, I mean, they went into the toilet. But Lubie, I believe, thinks there is a ray of hope.
I mean, I think they'll be better. I think you have to be after 2 wins. They reached
3 wins.
No, they had 2. I wish they had
2 wins last year. Wow, Florida State had 2 wins.
Yeah. I mean, again,
Florida State had 2
they're
wins.
only up from there, so we'll see.
FAMU had 4.
No, FAMU was actually pretty good. So
no, I don't know. I mean, but
FAMU is like turned it around. Their coach,
others receiving votes.
Freaking Houston.
Never thought I'd see that day. Florida State, others receiving votes, top 25.
After last year.
Yeah. All right, Tony, it was a lot of fun, man. What do you got cooking the rest of the day?
I don't know.
Did you ever get any of those steaks sent to you by Ed Garcia, Texas Roadhouse? Because
I did not yet. I did not.
How good would that aroma be wafting out over the mountaintops of Vermont there and hitting like Burlington, and everybody would be going, man, Segreto.
I'm about an hour and a half from Burlington, so it would have to wash a lot.
The aroma, though, would be sensational because that's some good food, man. Texas Roadhouse, there's no doubt about it.
There's nothing like the Texas Roadhouse, and there's nothing like the bread, and there's nothing like, the atmosphere. The food is exceptional, and the atmosphere is great. I mean, you can't beat it. You can't.
We were giving Ed years ago when food costs weren't this big of a deal. We were giving them credit for what they were doing with pricing. Now, what they're doing with pricing, it's just flat miraculous. It's literally miraculous. It is cheaper to go eat there than cook at your house. That's 100%.
It actually is, yeah.
If you want protein, if you want to, because again, it's not just beef anymore. Chicken prices are insane. Pork is nuts. Whatever you would do at your house will cost more than if you went there. That's actually not even hyperbole. That's
the truth. That is God's honest truth.
Which is miraculous. It's amazing. And he said they have talks, they have this and that, but there's no plan on, again, they raise it here and there, but you wouldn't notice. There's no plan on major hikes like other places have done, which is fantastic.
You can barely buy a steak for $30 anymore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you're talking about that being the high price for the bone and ribeye.
Let me see. We basically eat fish and chicken. That's it.
Yeah. All right. So you're going to go heavy on the fish? I don't think that's any cheaper, man.
It's not cheaper.
Well,
can anybody catch anything out there? What the hell, man?
You get northeast fish. So you're getting halibut.
The fish here is really, really good.
Yeah, northeast.
Vermont? Wow.
Well, you're getting cod.
Salmon? What do they got? What do they catch?
Salmon, cod. The cod is really good.
Codfish, wow.
And their fish is a cheaper level of fish.
You ever catch a codfish, Tony? I have.
You never tasted codfish?
No, I said, have you ever caught a codfish while out fishing?
No.
Oh, we used to go off Long Island, man, Montauk Point, and other areas, and it's like bringing up literally, like it's like bringing a dead weight up from the bottom.
I know. I heard about that.
I mean, no action, nothing. It's just like.
Oh, it just is.
I'm snagged. Damn it, man. I thought I had a fish.
It's a body. It's a dead body.
Man, and they're big too. Unbelievable. So, all right. Well, you enjoy that. All of that codfish that's available there. Where is there more than one restaurant?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is there more than one restaurant? When you were going to get up to
what do you think? This is a podunk town?
Yes, that's.
I mean, I figure it's remote.
You poke your head out the window. You're out of town.
Yeah.
Do covered wagons go by on the road? I mean, how do they travel?
I have to get up to this guy.
No, I will tell you this though. Yeah. All kidding aside, we bought our house 37 years ago.
Oh wow, that's a smart move, Tone.
And it was on 30 acres of land.
30 acres of land.
And it's on a dirt road.
Yeah, see.
All right. Sounds clean.
And to this day, it's still a dirt road.
Wow.
There's only one neighbor.
Have you been parceling off the 30 acres to massive profits for the Segreto family foundation? No?
My son's got 10. My daughter's got 10.
Oh, nice. Well, that's cool.
Yes.
So is there a chance it'll be like a luxury hotel on the property? Maybe. Hey, see if you can find some Native American artifacts.
We got a casino.
We put a casino there.
Defo's dream.
And the entire town will be upset, but we'll somehow manage to railroad this through to legislation there, and a local guy will bribe him with a few.
Like the Ozark.
I don't want to use words like bribe, but
make it like Ozark.
It'd be exactly like that. 30 acres, I think we could do it, Tone.
Yeah.
No? Oh, well, with the zoning people there. All right.
We'll see you next week. You're the best.
Nightmare. We'll see you next week. Tony Segreto, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Segreto.
That's classic. We make him into freaking.
Think about this, though. I mean, I don't know. You should never be jealous of your friends or even the remotely, where they make a remark and you're thinking, man, bleep, how come that isn't me? Where, you bought something like that 37 years ago with 30 acres of land, obviously in a place in Vermont that, it sounds like it's relatively unpopular.
It's remote. He said there's like a few hundred live in the town.
Would that stress you out, Lubie, or mellow you out? if you were in a situation
for like a week.
I mean, literally, look, I don't know, what does Tony do after he's on the show?
I have no idea. It'd be fine for a week, but
I have things to do.
I couldn't do that for long term.
Yeah. All right. No, what were we gonna say?
No, it's like vacation. Like I would be fine for a little bit, peace, unplug, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But like that's not good for long term. Like I like knowing stuff's out there.
When eventually, I mean, it's kind of like being a Dolphin fan, isn't it? Where your mind eventually just goes numb.
It's not. You're not wrong.
What the hell am I doing out there? All right, we're gonna get out of here. And
I will see you later today. But after that, have a great trip. I agree with Tony. Don't go broke.
I'm at the point where I'm not sending in the entire Social Security check.
That's nice.
Look, I just fool around with the games now. And for some reason, a professor would die laughing because I'm trying to hit like a 3-team parlay for $20 or something.
Well, whatever. In Vegas, that's fine. Yeah. We have fun with that. I think that's cool when you're in Vegas.
And it rarely happens. I mean, there's always something that screws it up, especially if you're betting on Major League Baseball. You've already got 2 games in the bag, and late rally. I mean, like you would have lost that Marlins game to complete the parlay. Although the Yankees had to be pretty heavily favored in that one. On top of that, so you got your money's worth of a ride. But you had to be convinced that you had that game won several times.
Oh yeah, it was 6-0, 9-4. Then it was 12-10 in the 9th.
It's probably a big mistake to throw in a piece of chalk at the end of a 3-team parlay because
why
you're thinking, okay, well, I'll take the easy money.
Yeah, but if you're doing a parlay,
big mistake. Right, because you're right about the other 2 games. You probably applied brilliant logic to it and came up with it, and then you just threw it in. Oh, yeah, well, the Yankees will pound the crap out of the Marlins, so
that one.
Throw that as a 3rd team. All of a sudden, I'm getting 6-1. It's like, okay, way to go, baby. I had an ethical question just real quickly here because I know we're running over and you got stuff to do here, Lubie. But okay, so guy gives you $20 to bet on 2 numbers, $10 a piece on a roulette wheel. At what point do you declare then that this is his spin? You might be playing those numbers yourself,
What is his? Oh, you're right. If
he wants to play like $10 on 2 different numbers, 1 roll of the ball in roulette.
I guess just use whenever you use his 20, that's his action. I guess I don't know.
I mean, his 20 is now commingled with a lot of other.
I was going to say you can just say, "Yeah, I lost." Yeah, that's a weird.
How the hell would the guy know if you won?
I figured that's what you were asking.
You automatically book it. Just figure, hey, okay, I'll tell the guy.
I would.
I think you have to play it.
Do it. I would try and do it just because screw it. And then if you want to add your money to it, just because if he wins and you don't, you'll be pissed.
Oh yeah.
So that I could see.
No, I don't want to play those numbers. I think he's
just do it or get it out of the way and then it's done.
I've seen guys hit that though. I was with a girl there once and she was determined to bet 35 black. She doesn't gamble, all right? We're there, and we ended up having a horrible time because she got pissed off at me for something. I think because I actually was hovering over the roulette wheel for another 3 hours after I said I was going to meet her at the bar. But I was on fire, Lubie. What do you do? Right? So anyway, she eventually sits down and puts a $25 chip, the only chip she had. She gives the dealer $25, gets a $25 chip, 1 chip, puts it on 35 blank, boom, 35 blank.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't have that kind of luck.
Yeah, that's not normal.
But this woman was some kind of weird sort of gypsy, maybe bordering on witchcraft. I don't want to put any,
Well, I said get it out of the way. Mayo chimes in. First spin, that's theirs. Do the 2 numbers, and then it's done.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
You wouldn't book it? All right. We're going to get out.
I would just get it out of the way. I would get there, go right to the wheel, do those 2 numbers.
Do I want that to be my first action? Well, no. I'll make it the first spin at a roulette.
Then it's done, because if it's bad, you can say, well, that wasn't me.
That's the only way to go. You're right.
Delusional. And if it's good, you're like, oh, good, this guy's bringing me luck. Either way, I think it's a win. I would just knock it out, and then it's done.
So then if you lose your ass, do you give the guy the $350? He would have won if one of those numbers hits. Yeah, of course you have to. How painful is that then?
Oh, see? So Mayo did this. Mayo was your friend in this scenario. And Val, he actually hit, and then somehow the money never found mail.
Oh, man. Oh, that's low. Yeah. No, I couldn't go out there and play the Alzheimer's Cup against Dr. Jerry if I robbed him of his $350 because it was ballsy, man. And he already gave me the money. It wasn't like I got to put it up for him. That's a different story.
He did give you the money. That's true.
That changes everything. All right, we're going to get out of here on that note.
We'll see you later on.
All right, catch you later on. And thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time as we leave you now that.
The time.
So I got to do it, huh? It's 9/11.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Look what they done to my